up? What up? What up? Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Hey, 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 hey. What? Dab on him. Dab on him. What? Yeah. Yo, I saw some video of some like little kid, and I'm assuming it was a Thanksgiving video, and like he was like a chubby little baby. And he got like a little spoonful of food and try to like, you know, what kids do, they take their little hand and like try to put food on the spoon. And then he goes and like puts it in his mouth and he's like, Deb. Like, who's teaching this kid things here?
Oh my gosh.
Man, what is going on, everyone? I'm Shadell, host of Paging the Simpsons. I am joined by my lovely fiancé.
For the next 2 weeks, Lauren.
The what?
For the next 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's funny is that the episode that's going up after the wedding, it's like you're going to have to say wife before I am, though, because we'll film it or we'll record it early, but yeah.
That's all good. People know what it is. People know what it is. Man.
It's coming, guys.
Man, how's everyone doing? I know I can't hear what you're saying, but I hope everyone had a great...
Great, thanks for asking.
I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. You shopped a lot and you bought me some good things for Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Ate a lot of food.
You know, just send me anything you want to give me. I want to get the AirPods, but I don't want to pay for them, so just send them my way if you got some.
Same.
You know, I may need a new laptop, so you might as well just send me that you got too. You know, just... I don't know. For me, like holidays... Well, not holidays, Black Friday in particular has like died on me like a long time ago. It was cool like way back when I worked at Target, and I was like, oh man, this is dope. And then after that, I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
I still go out with my sister every year, and we just like get a lot of the Christmas shopping done during the day part. We don't go for like crazy parts, but I'm just getting old because I'm just over the crowds and just everything.
Man, that's my life. That's why I don't go to the mall. From November to December, I'm like, no mall for me. Because the mall is packed. Uh-oh.
Oh.
What?
No, this is random. Someone needs information, but I realized the RSVP link is done, so they can't see our invitation anymore.
Oh.
That's not great.
Okay.
I'll send it to her.
Yeah, you can send it. Because the only other way, like, I think we can change like our message on the website.
There's also, it's on the website. Now that I think about it, the
on
stuff
the
she
not
needs.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't
like,
think.
Where is it in time? That's on the
I'll send that link though.
Hey guys, this is our random ass conversation.
Well, you guys will get an update. Speaking of which, of the wedding.
This week.
Yeah, this Friday. Like I said, I know we stopped doing like the Friday episodes as much, but this Friday you could expect us to have a wedding update. The last update until the actual wedding.
Dun dun dun.
And then the following Friday, of what like after that wedding, because we get married on the 15th of December. We plan on doing an update then. Well,
wait, when are we doing
not the following Friday, the Friday after that.
Yeah, we'll see, because we get married on a Sunday, and we usually record on like a Saturday or Sunday, so we'll
see.
It's gonna be
either gonna be a Friday episode, or I may just roll it into a Tuesday. But nonetheless, you'll get an update on the wedding and all that stuff and how that went and all that. Because for right now, everything's shaping up. We've met with everyone. You'll hear more on Friday of everything that we've done. But boy, has it been a busy couple weeks. All right. If you're ready to get started, girl, I'm ready to get started. You want to be starting something? You want to be starting something?
Is that supposed to be a certain song or something?
No, I'm just jamming right now because that was my jam when I was in Rush Hour. Do you know what song that is?
No, that's
Michael Jackson, dog. Come on.
Oh, okay. See, that's why I was asking. What song is it?
Oh my God, what a hater.
You know.
All right, so guys. My guys, like little guys, men, boys.
Little guys.
No, literal guys.
Oh.
The time has finally come. The time has finally come for us to now be pushed to getting male birth control.
Okay, I have thoughts.
No.
What?
No.
No what?
No, I don't want it.
Oh,
I don't want it.
ladies. Oh, he doesn't want it.
Okay, so
he doesn't want the side effects. They're so fun.
Okay, so it looks like this is from India where they're doing like testing and all that stuff. So
That's a terrible picture.
there's a quote.
They're shooting like a literal like injection into a banana.
There's a quote on here, and it says the product is ready with only regulatory approval pending from the government. Then Dr. R.S. Sharma, senior scientist of ICMR, told the local news outlet the trials are over, including extended phase 3 clinical trials for which 303 candidates were recruited with a 97.3 success rate and no reported side effects. The product can successfully be called the world's first male contraceptive.
Can you imagine having to be on that trial and they're like, okay, part of this trial is you have to see if you get anyone pregnant. And if you do, here, sign this waiver. We're not responsible for any accidental pregnancies.
Or any side effects. Burning dick, burning it.
No, listen.
Nah.
I understand side effects are, that's obviously a thing when you do any trial, clinical trial. But I'm saying like now part of it is you have to see the effectiveness. And that's now tying somebody else in who maybe doesn't want to get pregnant and then oops, well, that one didn't work.
God, dog. So I'm reading more of this. So the birth control method, which lasts approximately 13 years, involves injecting a polymer called stir. I don't know what the heck it is. Some injecting something into your dick.
Wait. 13 years?
Yes.
So that's only good for people who are like super young? Because, like, who knows that? Like, for you and me, for example, we don't want to wait 13 years to have a kid.
Yes. Or if you're just an older person,
That's
you're just
dumb.
like, I don't know.
Why would they make it so long?
And it says...
the whole idea with birth control is you have the choice.
It effectively blocks semen from leaving the testicles. The shot, preceded by a dose of local anesthesia, is designed to supplement a traditional vasectomy.
Oh, wait, so this is kind of like temporary sterilization. It's not really It's not really birth control that we know. It's not similar to I don't get it. I thought we were trying to make something similar to what women do.
No, they're probably guys don't want this.
But
you feel defeated.
I do. I feel kind of bummed because then what's the point? Just get a vasectomy. Like, I don't...
No, a vasectomy, I feel like it's worse. I'll take a shot over a vasectomy. Don't cut my tubes.
But then you have to do it every 13 years.
Okay. I'll get a shot.
And it's probably not as successful as a vasectomy.
Dog, it says a 97.3 success rate.
I don't know. But... Okay, it's kind of funny because I was actually just having this conversation with my sister when we went out on Black Friday.
Oh, yeah, you talking about
I don't know
male birth controls?
I don't know if she saw something like this or like why she even brought it up because we were talking about male birth control and we were basically saying like, yeah, I get it. You want responsibility to be on the guy as well. Like, sure, I understand all that stuff. You don't want to go through the side effects, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But as women, we were like, we don't trust the guys to do it right. Like, no offense, but because here's the ultimate thing. Sure, if you're in, like, for you and I, we're in a long-term relationship, whatever, like, that's when it's ideal. But even still, if you mess up, I'm still the one that gets pregnant. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, it's worrisome to have to, you're still putting so much control into now the guy's hands, but you would still be the one.
Yeah, but it's still, like, nonetheless, if a girl was like, yo, I'm taking birth control, she like really wasn't, and she was saying that just to make the guy
okay, but you know what no, but listen, so if she's doing that, but she did that then knowingly to herself, at least. You know what I'm saying?
But
like
it's still impacting the guy. Because, like, okay,
to a degree,
the guy didn't want the baby, and now he has to have the baby because he has no say in if the baby lives or not.
The world we live in, the guy can still leave. The world we live in,
stuck with child support. See?
No, not necessarily.
Where's the proof?
It's harder if you're not like married and all that stuff. I thought.
I don't think so at all.
But no, listen. She would knowingly do that to herself. So then she has to go through the consequences of being pregnant. What I'm saying is the woman is still the person that has to be pregnant, physically pregnant. And it's like, yeah, you could not be ready for a kid, but if I'm putting all that trust into you and I have to go through that part too, and I didn't want that part. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you don't want the kid in the end, but I'm saying now I have to go through this when I was trusting you to not mess it up. And it's a lot.
I get what you're saying.
It's scary.
It goes both the same way. Like, I get what you're saying, but I still have to trust that the girl's doing her part and taking the pill or whatever the heck she's using.
Right, but I feel like you can trust that. I mean, okay, yeah, there's some crazy people out there, but in general, you can trust that more because most of us are taking it because we so strongly don't want to get pregnant when we're taking it. Like, that's usually why women are taking it, is because, yeah, like, we're not ready. This is like, no, this is not a fertile zone right now. Like, stay out.
I don't know. I can see it go either way. Depends on who you're dealing with. And what's interesting, you're not going to like this part. I'm not sure who this person is that they mentioned in the article, but some guy that's 24, he liked the idea of a male contraceptive because women are already burdened with enough, but he thinks an injection may be too much for men adding that he'd rather not have sex at all in that case.
Okay, here's what I'll say. I understand where he's coming from because, see, that's where I am torn. Yes, I agree that it's nice to take some of the burden off the woman because, yeah, the woman is responsible for all of it, and that's what sucks. But that's where, again, I'm torn because of what I was saying before. But what I will say is injections I don't think are the problem because technically women, one of the birth control methods is an injection you can get every 12 weeks. But I think the problem is that it's an injection to your private area. I think they gotta...
Wait, so what? You don't get injections there as a woman?
No, honey, it goes in our arm like anything else.
Ew.
So that's why I feel like they're still not advanced enough at this point because why do they have to make it so localized? And again, I think it's because it's the wrong type of injection because they're trying to make you sterile. They're not trying to like make it so month to month or every few months you're not getting someone pregnant. Like so I feel like it's just like, so for example, like even like the rod or whatever it's called, it's that one goes in your arm, yet still it protects us against getting pregnant. So it's like I feel like we just need to get more advanced where one, it's not being injected in such a sensitive area, and two, it's not nearly as long because, again, even as the guy, we need a choice because what happens if you start and then 2 years later you want a kid? And I mean, I get they probably have some reversal injection or something, but then that's a whole mess of like kind of playing around. And
maybe it's just me, but again, I just feel like it's weird when it's like we can inject you with something that's going to stay in your body for 13 years.
Yeah.
I feel like that's also like.
And as the woman, again, that still kind of makes me worried. Because thinking about that, I'm like, really? 13 years?
But it's like, how long do you have to test that? Like, is it for sure? Like,
well, right. How long did they test this more than 13 years? Probably not.
I don't know.
So it's like, I think they're not advanced enough, and I think they're going in the wrong direction, and it's just, this isn't it. Like, they're trying, but it's not. This isn't what we asked for.
It's not its way.
This is not what we asked for.
Whoa, who's we?
Women. It's like we want just a normal birth control for men too, so that everybody has the choice when to get someone pregnant. You know what I mean? Like that, because even
What's so interesting, back in like our parents' age and like stuff like that, they didn't have the option of like taking a pill to stop a woman from getting pregnant. Like, it was just like, yo, we get together and
I mean, that was more so our grandparents' age.
But nonetheless, like, it's just like, we're in a different age where it's like, damn, I don't have to worry about getting pregnant from this guy. I have to worry about diseases still. And of course... Yeah,
but not if you're careful there, too. Ultimately, we have pretty much all the control now.
No, like, this world is crazy, though. Like, how like, we have progressed. Where it's like, damn, you don't have to just stay with someone just out of, fear or whatever, or just be like more careful about who you're picking to be with a guy or girl or whatever. It's just like, nah, I could have this one night stand with this guy and it'd be cool. I could try things out. That's so interesting. I don't know, just about random thought.
And my only thing is too, though, I feel like for a guy a regular shot is probably the way to go, because the pill with a guy, I don't know. That's a worrisome one, because you have to take it every day at the same time, and if you mess up just a little, then that's all it takes.
Yes.
And it's like, so I feel like the shot, kind of like with women, where you do it every 3 months, it's a regular one in your arm. I feel like that's a more attainable, manageable thing for guys, and then it also is not like a forever thing. However, even the shot in women, I'm not a fan of it, just because I was told by my gynecologist when I was younger that if you're on it for a while and you want to get off it to try and get pregnant, it might take you a couple years because it's so built up in your body, versus the pill supposedly is supposed to be out of your body pretty quickly, just because of the dosage and stuff like that. So like, even I don't really like that part of it, but I feel like for a guy, you kind of have to meet in the middle somewhere.
I'll say that because I'm like, yo, I can't see myself like, every day at like 10 in the morning, I have to take a pill to make sure I don't get this girl pregnant that I'm dealing with.
It's like, stressful.
That's crazy to do that like every day for a prolonged duration for a year or two, 3.
Like every day for the last 10 years of my life. No big deal. Yep.
Dog,
it's a lot.
I mean, it's a
lot.
That's why I'm going to tell her daughter you shouldn't have sex.
Okay, first of all, I didn't get on the pill for sex originally. Okay, I got on the pill for menstruation issues, which that is a very valid reason for a lot of women, a lot of young girls. So, and then eventually it came in handy. Duh. But yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Which leads me to my next thought. Should I be policing my kids' bodies?
No.
Okay.
You as a man should not be policing your young girl's body.
Loosely policing? Like loose, not like heavy. Like I'm not gonna go to the gynecologist and be like, "Yo, Hyman, check this."
Oh, God.
That sounds messed up, but like, I don't know. Cause like, so T.I. was on the Red Table Talk. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And of course, he goes there and he's trying to like, not necessarily double down on what he said, but like explain himself. And it was interesting because T.I. he's for it, and his wife was with them, like as his like support system and everything. And pretty much, if his wife wasn't there, it would look really bad.
Can we be clear about something? Is his wife? She's not the mother of the daughter that
I don't think so.
They get the checks with.
They get the checks with.
Like the checkups with.
Well, yeah, it's a stepdaughter, but
okay,
she still goes with them though.
Does she? I thought she said her mother goes with them.
Okay.
So that's why I was like,
I didn't
okay.
think so.
All right.
But dog, what does that lead to your point?
I was just asking.
Oh, so you had like a point to where like.
No, I was just clearing it up. That okay, because I feel like they said that she was fine with it too.
Maybe. I don't see what would be wrong with it.
Wrong with what? Which part, sir? Man.
Not the the Hyman thing may be a bit invasive. I get it, but I can see like going to like a gynecologist with you and our kid, like similar thing. Like if we have a son and like we're going to like doctor visits, like I don't see if we're both available. Okay.
It never crossed my mind that I wanted my dad there when I went to the gynecologist for the
not
first
necessarily
time
in the
or
room.
anytime.
Not in the room.
No, but it still never. It didn't cross my mind that I'd ever want him even in that environment, just because. Yeah, I felt that was uncomfortable for me. What I'm saying at the end of the day is I feel like it's up to the child. Obviously, a parent period has to go, especially if it's they're 15 or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I think it's up to the child if one. They want the parent in the room, or two, which parent they even want present. Because it's a very personal thing. It's very vulnerable and it's uncomfortable and it's not a fun time. So it's like, I'm not trying to make it worse.
It's so tough because watching that, and it's like, I get T.I. He's like, yeah, he doesn't want some like you get guys, like you get you've encountered many men in your life. That sounds so weird.
What? Excuse me, you're making me sound like a person who sleeps around
nice
a lot.
person. Not what I mean, but like I'm just saying, like you met a lot of like guys throughout your life, and it's like I get where T.I.'s coming from, where he's like he's trying to like protect his daughter in the sense of like, yeah, I don't want like some like dweeby teenager that's only thinking of that and wants like it's essentially like use and abuse your daughter, and like vice versa with the son. But I don't, at least in my understanding, maybe you could like stop me if I'm saying something wrong, but I don't think women are thinking the same thing where they're like, man, I'm gonna continue talking to this guy and then it's gonna lead to it, where I feel like guys are just like, I'm gonna attract this girl and keep playing into her. And yeah,
I mean, women are sexual beings too.
I get that, but I'm saying I feel like guys are more devious, if that's the better word.
Sure. I mean, women definitely can be.
I'm not.
Women are like a different kind of devious, let me tell you.
Why?
Because like we'll do it in a more discreet way.
Which is?
I can't really explain it, but like it's not even, I'm not even talking just the sexually part. I'm talking just being, because we can kind of discreetly get under your skin if we want to.
Wait, in a good way or a bad way? Because you said get under
probably
your skin.
Probably a bad way, but like,
but I'm saying like
you know what I mean? Like it's kind of the difference in how, like when you're a teenager, like how women, like how girls and guys in school, like how they fight and how they're like dramatic and stuff. It's different. How like girls are always kind of like backstabbing and like secretive and like and devious, and like guys are outward and they're just like, I'm gonna punch your face. And so I feel like guys are more obvious about it.
Okay, so let me bring it back here, because I'm not a girl and I wasn't a girl at this time, of course. So in a high school setting or middle school setting or whatever, and okay, I already know guys are sitting there and like trying to do whatever, trying to sit close to the girl, trying to do whatever to talk to the girl and get close to her, and one day maybe your parents will be home and I can come by type thing. But how would a girl handle that, where they see a guy, like a little kid really, and they're like, man, I really like that boy, he's attractive. Like, how does a girl go on to like, I guess in a female way of spitting game, quote unquote,
being flirty?
How?
I can't.
See, I can't understand this.
It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, but it's just kind of.
Because I feel like guys are so much more aggressive.
I know, and it's being flirty, and it's kind of catching his eye and getting like, it's almost like putting him under a spell.
Okay, that's weird.
Like getting him just intrigued with you, and like. And I don't mean this as like it's always a bad way. This sounds so bad, but it's like, I don't know. It's just it's almost like putting you in like a trance of love, Like I can't.
So you want
bad at explaining this.
From what I'm getting, you want to be the standout where this guy's like, I'm starting to notice this girl. She looks good.
Right, like attractive. Okay, so I'll show up, like if I notice that by third period you're over here all the time, I'm just suddenly gonna be taking that hallway all the time. Or like if I don't know, you said your favorite color was blue like 2 years ago, and I'm gonna bring that up and I'm gonna start getting you blue stuff, or like like I'm gonna like, there's little ways, and then there's also the playing cutesy around him, and the and just I don't know, there's like lots of like little ways.
Yeah, see, I'm still more worried about guys than I am a girl.
Well, yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, there are girls that can certainly be aggressive with it too, and be like, in your face about it, and those would be, I mean, if we're talking high school and stuff, those would probably be the more confident girls doing that.
They know what they want.
Yeah.
Yo, that's weird. If my daughter ever did that, dog, we're fighting. Jokingly, of course.
But yeah.
Damn. Yeah, see, I'm still worried. Because I
just don't want either way, because, and it's the whole, like, we just watched that video about, we were watching a Jubilee video about, like, men's right activists and feminists and, like, middle ground and all that. And it's the same thing where it's, like, they were saying, the whole problem is when we are telling our boys how to act versus our girls how to act growing up, and how it's wrong for the boy to cry but it's okay for the girl to cry. And like that's the whole problem. It's like we have to, as much as people hate the whole term equal and stuff, and nothing is perfectly equal, you know, but we have to sort of have a balance, I think is a better word, of how we would treat and guide our girls and boys growing up. And because that's also how they're going to discover themselves, and they're going to have less issues, because you find even like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's the similar issue with like the LGBTQ community is some of these, especially young boys, who can feel a different way if they have a very masculine father, and it's very, you know, you can't cry at this, you can't play with this, that's girly, this is wrong. And so they have a harder time now. They know what they want inside and they know who they want to be, but now they're struggling growing up and being like, I can't be. And it's like this I feel like how we're parenting children is part of the epidemic of the problem here, like of the whole, this is why people are struggling with either coming out or changing or whatever they want to do. This is the problem of all of it. Your personality, how do you handle emotional issues? How do you grasp things? Like, it's a whole encompassing thing. So I feel like what we have to do is have some sort of balance with how we treat them growing up, of if I have a boy and a girl and they both fall and they both scrape their knees and they're both crying, if I say to the girl, no, it's okay, it's fine, you can feel this, but I say to the boy, man up, you can't be crying like this, that's a big problem. And I think people, like, they don't see it as such a big problem, but look at it as like when they grow up and how that shapes them.
Talk about that more, because there's a lot of things that video was interesting about, and it's like, yeah, there's a lot of things that, like, I think we're growing out of, because we're noticing, like, oh yeah, that's not right. And of course you're gonna have people that are stuck in the past and like, oh no, I feel like, men are better than this, women are better than that, all that stuff. And it's like, I feel like when we have a kid, whether it's a boy or a girl, dog, I'm treating it the same way. Right. So if I'm sitting there gonna tell, if we have a boy that fell on the ground and is crying, I'm gonna brush it off. I'm probably gonna say, yeah, like, stop crying or whatever and stuff like that. But I'll probably do the same thing with a girl. Like, I don't see it being handled any differently, because I don't see it like that. I'm not really one of those people that say, hey, big boys don't cry or anything.
Yeah, those are such toxic phrases.
See,
like, or the whole, like, be a man up. Like, those
I would never say that, because that makes no sense.
Right, but those are so toxic.
But see, I would say it in a different way.
They'd be like,
though.
what does that mean?
I'll say this in a different way, because I would probably also say, oh, big girls don't cry. Like, I don't say it in like
cute Fergie.
But I don't say it like in one of those like toxic senses. I just say it in like, when you get older, like, kind of like that, whether it's a boy or girl. I get what you're saying, but it's like,
you have to be careful there too, though, because the whole big girls don't cry thing, it's,
see,
I cried a lot after a breakup, and I cried a lot when it was the dream job I didn't get, or something. Like, there's that's not a problem, even though I'm quote unquote a big girl.
No,
and that's where that
there's
can
certain
cause
things
confusion.
to cry about, and this, I feel like certain things that shouldn't be. Like, yeah, breakup job, like, yeah,
right,
of
but
course.
then it's
you can feel how,
more so teaching them the difference. It's not just saying an all-encompassing phrase.
Obviously, but starting out as a kid, I take everything case by case. You know this by now. So, yeah, given the situation, but, like, if it's a breakup, like, I'd be like, yeah, feel how you feel. Go through the motions if you want. I'm here to talk. Like, I got you. And it's just, like, it's just another motion of life.
Like, I'm one of those that, obviously I'm not a parent yet, but I can understand how, if you're a parent, there's certain times also that it's difficult if your kid's crying. I don't know, like, say someone's over, you're out in public or something like that, and you're trying to just get by and you're, like, trying to suppress it, but then, like, I don't know, and I think it's very situational, because it's like, I definitely am one of those that it's like and I've told kids before, like when I was, they were in my care and stuff, like it's okay to cry. It's a teaching moment of, say for example, like they hit a kid and a kid hit them back or something, and like you're like, it's okay to cry and it's okay to feel sad, but it's not okay to hit somebody. Like it's one of those like kind of things that you can validate that I don't have a problem with you feeling sad or feeling a certain way, but the actions you do are important.
Exactly.
Like it's kind of like that, and I don't know. So
I can agree with that.
But that's across the board. I don't care what gender you are. Like we're all like, I just think these things make it difficult to grow up.
Referencing like that Jubilee video, the whole thing reminded me of like the whole Black Lives Matter, or people that are against it.
Yeah.
And it's like no one's saying that like all lives don't matter, but women aren't treated equal to men.
Right.
And it finds. I'm sorry if any guy's gonna get offended that's listening, but that feels this way. But it makes no sense that we have a men's rights activist. What rights do you have that are being suppressed as a man?
Especially
like, dog,
white men.
I can go out in public and not have to worry about, like... Well, I'll be careful on this, taking away the color part, but not have to worry about what I'm wearing.
That's what I was going to say.
Outfits and stuff.
I was going to bring up that example, how there was a woman there, and she was talking about how, you don't understand how it's like, the woman always has to check, like, okay, am I wearing something that's appropriate, or that's not going to get catcalled, or that's not going to be an issue for another man, or like all this different stuff, or cause an issue for me, and that men in general don't have to worry about that. And yeah, you kind of have to take away the color aspect, because I understand how like you could have more issues than a white man with that, because of whole like, if you were to dress a stereotype,
well, you saw it with American
kind of
Son
way
on Netflix.
Right, exactly. If you were, if it was a problem, it was a stereotype, then you can, but if you take away color, men in general can just wear whatever and not have to worry about, like, you're gonna get harassed by a woman, and you're gonna get touched by a woman inappropriately, or you're gonna, things like that.
Well, and here's the thing: when you went out with Black Friday shopping with your sister, in my head, I guarantee if this was like a friend, like a guy I knew that was out going and everything, but in my head, when I think of like you and your sister going out, I'm like, okay, two women going out, and like it's crowded in a lot of these places. Like anything could happen, like whether it be someone touches you, robs you, like I just feel like in those times where it's a crowded thing, more things are likely to happen, and more so to women.
That's sad.
So that's like
it's
something
true,
that comes to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't think that way if we had, like, let's say if we had a son, or my friend was like, oh, he's going out for Black Friday. My thought's not going to that. Like, that's always my thought when I feel like a woman goes out to like a mall or goes out to some place that's crowded and has a lot of people, where I just feel like you're more of a target because you're a woman versus if you're a man.
You know what's annoying is, as a woman, when say you're like in a mall or something, and there's like an instance where it feels like someone grazed your butt, but you're not sure if it was intentional or not.
Does it happen to you?
It has happened.
Since we were together?
I don't remember. I don't know when this was.
Okay, good.
From when I was like a teenager.
That means it hasn't happened in a long time. Or it hasn't happened recently, actually.
Right. But it's like, that's a real thing, because then you can't look fast enough. You don't know sometimes you don't even know who did it, and you can't tell, because it's not like a grab and a squeeze. It's kind of like a brush.
It's like a caress.
Yeah,
type
and
thing.
you're wondering, because sometimes it could be an innocent mistake. I know I've done it to people by accident, like
I've done
in
it in a crowded thing, when you're in lines.
Even to like other women, like accidentally like touch their boob or something, and then but we understand, we're like, oops, my bad, kind of thing. But like, I feel like, yeah, that's like one of those uncomfortable situations, is you don't know if it's like intentional or not, and you're just kind of, and then you're left like there, like, okay, well,
uncomfortable.
Well, that happened, so that's cool. Like,
yeah, uncomfortable, awkward. Like, what's the right word for it? Like, there's a certain word I can't. There we go. Yeah. And it's like you can't do anything because you don't know what was what. You don't
know the intention. Sometimes you don't even know who it was because it's crowded or something. And it's, So, man, I don't know. We kind of spiraled into this topic. Originally, we were talking about T.I. and all his stuff.
I mean, but it's fitting.
Because I had notes from the video we watched, actually.
Yo, break them out.
To go back to the Red Table Talk with T.I., he was saying something like there's no such thing as overprotective. And
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's why I wrote stuff down. I don't really like that. I definitely think there is, and not even just in a, like, let's not just think about a sex way and a opposite gender parent and child way. It's nothing like that, but just in general, being overprotective is a thing, because that's what can lead kids to then rebel, whatever you're being overprotective with, whether it's, you know, you give them a curfew of 8 o'clock and they're 17, you know, or if you always have to be on all of their dates, or if you know, there's different scenarios of how you can be overprotective, or like, you know, I don't know.
Well, I'm sure you've had stories where your mom and dad tell you, hey, don't do this, and you're like, no, I'm doing it.
Right.
Like, one of the ones that I will remember, classic, which I'm not sure if I said on this podcast, I think I may have.
I know what you're gonna say.
Which one?
Is it the one where you locked out?
Yeah. So mom tells me, oh, I'm not going out to the mall, she's not taking me or whatever. So I'm like, okay, fine, I don't need you, mom.
Oh god. Oh,
so
no.
I go and hit my friend
you were
up.
Like what, 16?
Probably.
Fun.
And he goes and you know, because all my friends are going to the mall, how are you gonna tell me you're not gonna take me to the mall? We're like 10 minutes away.
God, mom.
So my friends, you know, mom comes over and like picks me up, and I'm out to the mall having fun, you know. And man, when I got back, man, doors were locked, no one was answering the door or no answering the phone when I called. Like, I'm like, damn, she was really serious about not letting me back in the house. And I literally spent all, like, the rest of the night from, like, I probably got home at, like, 9, 10 o'clock, because, you know, you have to be out the mall by, like, 9, 10-ish. And I literally spent the whole night until my dad came out for work, probably around, like, 5, 6 o'clock, like, outside, like, on the porch. And scariest time ever, because two things happened that I'll always remember, which was like a big dog like passed by, and I was praying this dog would not come up to the porch or like not know I'm up here, because I'm like, oh god. And then another one was just like some random guy walking by, and I'm like, just don't notice I'm here, because I don't know why you're walking so late. And the thing I hated,
you never forgot that lesson.
I hate that. and the thing I hated, like, once my dad came out, and you know, he was surprised I was out here. I'm like,
right.
Whatever, buddy. And he went to work, and I could go back in. Mom's like, oh, all you had to do was call me. I'm like, I called you. So you tell me that was on purpose, that you locked me outside? Like,
she's like, oh, I didn't get your calls.
Like,
wow, how did that happen?
Dog, I'm not gonna say that I didn't do that again, but I'm just saying that, like, damn, that was game changing for me.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, I don't want to be. I know when we have kids, we say, "Oh, we want to be this, do that."
Right.
We're gonna have good reasons for it, of course. But that's what my worry is being too, like, overbearing and being like, "You can't do this, you can't do that," and then little do we know, they're gonna just do it anyways.
Right.
So it's like,
well, and it's similar. Okay, if you want to bring up the sex topic, like with him, if you're like, if you're forcing your child to like stay a virgin or not have sex till a certain time or whatever it is, that's not their choice. So they may not have the same values as you, and that's supposed to be okay, because your child has their own personality and their own views and stuff. And it's like, I understand, yeah, you don't want to like be having sex at 10, but like it's like you get to a point where that's like, I always say how teach them right, teach them how to protect themselves, and that you're there for them, but don't like force all of your ideals on them, because that's gonna make it so they're like, that now they want to do it more. It's the classic, like, whatever you can't have, you want more. So like, and
that's what T.I. was like.
And then they may make mistakes is the problem, because like it's kind of like those places that do like abstinence only sex education. Mm-hmm. So it's really not sex education. Yeah. It's just saying don't have sex or you'll die. Like, and so then that's where mistakes happen. Mm-hmm. That's where people get pregnant. That's where people get STIs, because now they don't know how to not.
Yeah.
So that's the problem, because There's no way you can force someone to not do it if they want to do it. They will find a way. So it's like you need to just educate them.
So T.I. was like, Jada or her grandma like questioned him, and he's like, how'd you handle it when it comes to like a boy or a girl, like boy versus his daughter that he currently has?
That's one of my notes.
And he said something about like the boy, like you can't see them being pregnant, so it's like, yeah, like it's like it becomes like the family problem when she gets pregnant, and it's like, okay, now I have to teach you like, you know, safe sex and like condoms and stuff like that. And it seems like T.I.'s trying to like stay away from that part of like being a parent, but it comes with it.
You can't.
Whether it's a boy or a girl.
There's going to be a lot of uncomfortable conversations you have to have as a parent. You just need to know that when you sign up to be a parent. Like, it's going to be awkward. You're not going to want to look the kid in the eye sometimes. Like, it's going to happen. But, like, ultimately, you're shaping this human to be smart and independent and, like, know what they do. Like, it comes with it. Mm-hmm. And so I understand, if the girl is pregnant, it casts shame on the family or something like that. Woo, because you can see it. But, like, it's just as important to teach the boy not to go and knock someone up who doesn't want it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, to be like, just, you got to be smart both ways. I don't get why this is such a difficult concept for some people.
It's a tricky one.
So yeah, that's my whole thought process there. That got intense.
It did. Which I want to also add briefly onto this. So in response to like T.I. and his comments and all that stuff about the hymen stuff, New York legislators are aiming to ban purity exams because of it.
That's a thing.
Let me see if I can get more details.
Is it the same thing like what he did?
Yeah, it says doctors performing the exams typically check to see whether a female patient's hymen is intact, even though medical professionals do not consider it a reliable indicator of past sexual activity.
But let's just... Stupid.
I'm trying to see if I get any... so the New York Senate bill S6879 is sponsored by State Senator Roxanne Persuade, and its New York's Assembly counterpart is sponsorship. Cool. I'm like, the legislation would subject doctors to penalties for personal misconduct, along with potential criminal sexual assault charges for performing or supervising the exams. Yeah, so they're getting rid of it if this goes through, like, entirely.
Good.
That's pretty wild. Where does T.I. live? I don't think he lives in... He probably lives in, like, Atlanta, somewhere down south, I feel like. Maybe New Jersey, if that. I'm like... Because this wouldn't impact him, but like you would think this would be like a change where you'd see in like other states, possibly.
It's dumb.
Man. All right, since that took a whole toll on what we were going to talk about, I'm going to skip on to some relationship advice topic here.
Okay.
Because like, damn, we'll cover it on next episode, but it's all good. So, oh God, this is a long one. I did not realize that.
Good job.
I'm going to pass this over to you.
Oh my God.
Oh, let's go. She's reading it. Mark your calendars once again.
It says charging significant other full price for professional services.
Okay. Tell me about it.
One. Did you choose this because of me?
Yeah, because it would be interesting conversation.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. My live-in girlfriend has a small construction business. For the past 20 months we have been together. Wow, look at him keeping track. 20 months. She will ask for my advice on her business. Sometimes it's quick advice. Sometimes it takes longer. Write emails, etc. I've even been a laborer to her when she needed my help. I never charged her. She offered to pay me when I was her laborer. That's a weird word to say. She billed the customer for my time. Oh, interesting. But I always declined and just told her to get lunch. Okay, well, that was your choice. I do this because we're in a serious relationship, and when she needs help, I want to help her because I care for her and we're building a life together. Recently, I bought a rental property, asked her to do some of the construction work. I was overly flexible and made it super easy for her. I fully expected to pay, but I also expected a family discount, especially given how much I do for her at no charge. Oh boy. While discussing the project, she uncomfortably started talking about having a hard time billing me because of our relationship. I told her I expected to pay for expenses, but assumed she was not going to be charging me a normal profit margin. She was a bit defensive. That's how I make a living. My time is valuable. I have relationships, etc. So I brought up for the first time everything I have done for free for her over the past 20 months and said, that's what you do for a significant other in a serious relationship. Frustrated and hurt, it ended up where I just told her to bill me as normal, and from now on I'll bill her for my time when she asks me for my time, consulting, laboring, etc. I should be jumping for joy as I will no doubt come out ahead, but I'm not. I feel disappointment and a letdown, and I definitely feel differently about committing to her long term. It feels weird to even talk about it. After all I've done for her, I expected her to view this as low-hanging fruit to reciprocate, but she didn't. I'm not sure how to move on from here. Am I being overly sensitive? Thanks in advance for your advice. What is TLDR?
It's too long, didn't read. You don't have to reach up.
Oh.
But, yeah. Not sure if you want me to start with my thoughts, your thoughts, what are you feeling?
I mean, okay, so it's different. I feel like it's different for you and I, but I will say in general, the whole people assuming that they get a family and friends discount is tricky. That's a tough area to be in, because I don't know, if you were to give a discount to all your friends, all your family, all this stuff, it kind of can become, definitely a point of contention, and it can become, what is the word? I keep thinking of the word abuse can be happening, but that's not exactly what I mean. Like, I can't think of the word of, well, they could abuse the privilege. I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's the whole family and friends discount. When people assume that they get it is kind of annoying, because it's ultimately my choice. And like, if I want to give you one out of the goodness of my heart, or like, something like that, then cool. But like, because I've had this conversation with my family in the past and stuff, and it's just, it's you feel this sense of pressure, and like that, like they're not supportive if you don't give them a discount, and it's that then it's like, well, why? Like, when I did my friend's engagement session makeup, she paid full price, and she wanted to, and that was her supporting me, because that was like a whole, like, well, I know this is what you do, and like, you do good work, and like, I love you and stuff, so I want to support you kind of deal. I feel like it's really tricky as the person in business. This is a very tricky area, but I think that people, at the end of the day, the problem is the assumption. Okay,
but this is different, because you're looking at it from like, oh, you want something from me, but you didn't give me anything. Like,
no, I get that. And that's where I'm gonna. I know this is a little different. I'm just saying from a general standpoint, because
obviously
a lot of people who, if you're family or friends with a person like that, they assume that it's like, wow, I have an in. Like, and it's like, I don't know. It kind of rubs you the wrong way when people are like, no, you have to give me a discount because I'm your friend. Like, really? Yeah. Why? Like, it's the whole, I always posted on social media a few years ago. It's a picture of a hat, and it says, support my business without asking for a discount. And it's just, it's true. Yeah. Because the thing is, it's not about, I understand what he's saying about how like covering the expenses, not a profit margin, all that stuff. When I think of profit though, and I can't really get into it because it's a lot, but the ticket price of what you're paying, like, you have no idea how much goes into that for the business. The person like thinks, like, if they're like, oh, I'm paying $100 for this, that the person makes the whole $100. And I'm like, you're out of your mind. Like, there's so many things that you have to pay for, whether it's taxes, expenses, just anything, subcontractors, savings, whatever.
I get that all, but okay, I'm gonna focus on on this.
I know. I'm just a little heated because
like so.
It's a lot.
So we're in a relationship.
Yeah.
So let's go back to us in like our close to 2 years.
Yeah, you tell me.
So in our close to 2 years that we've been together, I've helped you. I'll tailor it to like your business. So I've helped you. I've taken you to like various places for makeup gigs. Been with you to like vendor events, like be your little partner, all this stuff. Like, so I've done my time, and like at times you've said, hey, I want to pay you for your time and stuff like that. But like, no, it's fine. Like, let's just get dinner somewhere instead of you paying me. And I've done this for the time that we've been together.
Right.
And then when it comes time for me to be like, oh, my sister's getting married or she's going to prom or whatever, like, do you mind, like, not necessarily like covering the cost, but like, I'm not expected to pay full price, like maybe 10-20% off. Like, I get you need to make a living. I totally understand that, which it sounds like this guy gets it, but he's not looking to like pay the full price because of all the times that like I've worked for you with at no cost.
See, it's kind of funny because I remember I did that, but because I wanted to. I gave your sister a discount for the prom makeup.
Okay.
But that was because I wanted to.
But I'm not taking this to reality. I'm just saying, like, as if, like.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, as if, like, when this time comes, I'm hoping that you would be able to scratch my back a little bit. I'm not looking for you to take like half or something, but give me something to show that you value me, I guess, in a sense of like the time that I put in. Yeah. That's essentially what I feel like he's getting at from this. Like, I put in my time, my work to help you out. I hope that you're able to help me out in some way.
And that's why I preface this by saying I think between you and I, it's a little bit different because think about it. Yeah, you've been the one that helps me like bring stuff to bridal shows and do all that stuff. Like, my friends and family haven't been there for that. So like, it's different. I feel like you and I actually like, there is that where like, you're actually like putting in time to help it grow or to bounce ideas off of or whatever it is, like the physical time and energy you're actually putting in for me and my business versus like friends and family. I mean, family especially. It's like, it's just what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like you want a discount, but you're over here like you're half the time questioning what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So it's like there's a difference there. So I think, I agree in that sense that yes, I'm the one who I can sit back and see that difference. I can sit back and see, okay, he's really helped me like grow in this or this was his idea and look at how it took off and or he like brought all the stuff in for me at the bridal show. He stuck around a bit, like stuff like that. Like I can see that, and so then I would I don't know how it relates in my business to what you would need from me, but you know what I mean. So
but I'm just saying, like when it comes time for like someone in my family to get makeup, I hope that all my services for the past 20 months have been valued where you're like, I'm not expecting you to give me half off, but give me a little. Like, this guy doesn't even give a number. He's just expecting some type of, like, off. I feel like he'd be cool with, like, 10% of, like, the full price.
Well, he's basically saying he wants to cover expenses. So, that could, that could be, like, 50% off. I don't know.
That's kind of wild if
her
that is
business,
case. But I say that, and now my thought is, okay, if she wasn't thinking the same thing as you, I'm like, okay, I'm glad that now we've come to this understanding, because I thought this would be something where like you would understand where I'm coming from, but if not, I don't know if I want to work with you. Right. And it's just like I don't want to.
It puts a bad taste in your mouth.
I don't want any future issues with like working with you and like thinking like, oh man, I had this bad experience with like let's say one of your workers that were under you, and it's like now there's an issue because you also like this guy or girl that's working for you, and you also like me, so now it's like an issue of who do you stick up for. Yeah, I'd rather just go to another company.
In reality, it does get messy when you mix, relationships and business and all that stuff. But, I don't know.
Because I get where you're coming from as a business owner. I get it. You're trying to make money. You're trying to live up.
It's kind of funny too, because he said that they live together. Yeah. So, because it's kind of funny because you know that obviously I'm doing well in business. That's better for you and I because, I can contribute more to our personal fund. And, paying for more bills and saving more and all that stuff. So like, it's kind of funny. It's kind of a catch-22 because, well, no, this doesn't really make sense actually. I was going to say, I'm like, it doesn't really make sense if you pay for my services and then it goes back to us. That's just kind of weird.
No, it would go right to her business, and then however she would want it to.
No, but you know what I'm saying. Like, if the business is doing better, then so are we. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
so like, that's the only place I can kind of understand where she's coming from, because if she's doing it right, if she's if she's able to pay herself and like all that, but yeah.
I don't know. It just becomes messy because it's like, okay, if I'm expecting like some type of discount and you're not looking to give me that, then it's like, okay, I don't want to go through this like project with you, and I'm gonna expect something that you do with all your clients that you may not give me because we're in a relationship. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I would just bounce. I get it. See, I totally understand it if it's like. If like a family member or friend comes up to you and like they haven't helped you with anything and they just expect it, they're like, man, I'm hoping that you would either do this for free or very little.
Oh God, free! Oh my God.
And it's like, no, like
that's insane.
Like
I'm sorry.
Even like the vendors that we got, like I don't think we were expecting anything from anyone, and we wouldn't be mad if anyone wasn't going to give us anything. Like we get it.
No, and that's the interesting part is because. People, they've said to me multiple times, they're like, oh, so you're in the business, so you must be saving like a lot of money on your wedding or whatever. And I'm just like, I mean, it's not like I expected anything. Like there's been vendors that have been very kind to us and helped us out, financially, and have discounted their services or thrown in something extra or whatever it is. And that's amazing. But I fully went in being like, I know I want you because I love you as like a person and a vendor, and I know you do good work, but that was it. Like I wasn't gonna be like, but could you like do me a solid here because I've worked with you for like 5 years or because I know you know what I mean? Yeah. So because that's gross,
yeah.
And I wouldn't want to do that too, because now this is someone I work with in the industry. So if I did that, I feel like now that puts a sour taste in their mouth about me professionally. And so it's a thing.
Yeah, but I would feel like other people probably do this.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sure people do it. And they use that, like the card of, I've worked with you and I'm good and like all this stuff, and hey, how you doing? Like like
things work better when you don't ask for it, and it's just like, oh, wow.
Right. And like I'll graciously accept it if they're going to offer it, but like I never went into one of those meetings with an intention of like, oh, so we're going to save this much money, or they're going to take this much off, or, I'm not going to be happy. And no.
Yeah.
That's gross.
I'm with you.
Because these, at the end of the day, they're still hardworking individuals. And that's exactly my point, is for my own freaking wedding, I was more than willing to pay full price for the vendors I know and love because I'm supporting them. That's exactly my point. Is, like, I support you, so I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's no. The whole I support you, but...
Yeah.
Especially free, forget it. That's gross.
So if you said...
How does anybody have the nerve to ask anybody to work for free?
Yeah, if you asked any of the vendors, say, hey, can you give us this for free? That's wild. Right? I wouldn't even, like, I would never think that of, like, anyone that I'm hiring, no matter how close I am to you, like, give me this for free. Because, like, that's... Yeah,
like,
that's
it's
crazy.
one thing if, sure, I've done the whole in the past... working on trade for photo shoots because that's free, but that's where we're all contributing to get photos, and we're all contributing to get published or whatever it is. That's different. That's building relationships with those people and that kind of thing. It's not literally asking like, oh, I have a gala to go to and I need my makeup done, but I can't pay for it.
Yep.
And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Even oh my gosh. Even like Ulta wouldn't do it for free. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a thing. Like, oh, I could go on forever about it. It's like you don't ask your doctor to work for free. You don't ask your dentist for a discount.
It's like, doctor, I see you every year.
Right?
Like,
oh my God. Do you know how much? I was always sick as a kid. Do you know how much? We would always joke in my house, between all of us in the household, because we'd always be sick all the time, how much we were keeping our doctor in business. We would always joke, is like, we're the sole reason he is still in business. And it's like, yeah, you
probably
don't.
Like, yeah, you guys are right.
Right? I see you 75% of the time. No, but it's like, and we don't go in there and be like, so, like, this is my, 20th visit this year. Let's say that from now until the end of the year, they're just free, all right? Like,
they left you right out of there.
Right? Because it's like, reasonably, like, no, you don't see other patients that much, so we're good, right? Like, no.
Yeah.
No. Nobody wants to go to their job and not get paid, period, no matter what you're doing.
At the end of this guy should just find another company and just I would make sure you're on common ground when it comes to your relationship and like what's expected, because I don't think it was clear from the start. And then it's like, okay, if this is going to be the case, when I work for you, I expect to get paid and all that stuff when I put time in for everything I've done in the past.
The only thing I will say in her defense, she did offer to pay him multiple times and he's the one who turned it down.
Okay.
So I think in her mind, she still had the right to ask to be paid because she did her part. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that I'll defend her on, is that it's like she was trying to do it in like a transactional way and he just wasn't having it, but then that was his choice.
Yeah, of course.
Versus like, okay, well, she wants to charge. I don't know.
I'm with you. It's just, at least I know that going forward. It wasn't clear where we stood on, when this happened, when I need to have work done.
Yeah.
So, okay, now we're clear. Like, I know what to expect. I was hoping that I would get something instead
the biggest issue, because also she said it's construction, and I don't know how many people she has working on that. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's the biggest issue, is that she would probably still have to be paid because she has to pay other people. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing in my mind. Because, like, if you're just, sure, if I'm the only one and I'm over here, like, hammering away by myself, sure, whatever, but.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because, I'm not going to expense my business with money I don't have to pay my workers.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's all I got.
Woo!
Definitely an interesting episode. Oh, man. Well, guys, it's going to snow today.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it doesn't. Well, I'm hoping that it snows bad, but you're hoping not, as always, as every year passes, because I don't care, because I'm just going to stay home.
Because I got stuff. Well, today is fine, but tomorrow I got stuff, and so I don't like driving in the snow, and just, Yeah.
Well, have fun. On that note, guys, we're going to wrap this bad boy up. Like I said in the beginning of the
All right, you got it?
Like I said in the beginning of the episode, there will be a Friday episode giving you a wedding update, the last one of where we are at with planning, where everything is falling at this time, and how we looking, 2 weeks away from the wedding, or less than 2 weeks or whatever.
Dun, dun, dun.
So check out the Friday episode. Going live same time, 5 a.m. Eastern, as always. Video on YouTube at 11 a.m. Eastern. So check those out if you want to see the video of it. Same thing with this episode. As always, guys, if you're listening to this on iTunes, please give us a rate and review. Let us know your thoughts. We appreciate it 100%.
5 stars, 5 stars. Look at that. I remembered this time.
And feel free to give us a shout, comment, reach out to us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I've had some people reach out through there, and it's dope, like hearing everyone saying, hey, we like this episode, and maybe you don't know a certain episode that we talked about something similar, and you're like, hey, check out this. So let us know your thoughts. Like, if you have anything, or if you liked a certain episode that we did, we may have another one to suggest to you that you're also probably going to like. It seems like those interracial relationship ones have really gotten people, so I dig those. So check that out. I believe it's episode 16, 59, and 60, I believe, for like the 3 interracial relationship topic episodes we've done. So check those out if you're interested. With that being said, guys, We will see you on Friday.
Bye.
Well, dog, you gotta do the outro.
Oh.
God damn. All right, guys.
I take it back.
So I'm Shadell.
You heard nothing.
Host of Paging the Simpsons. I'm joined by my lovely fiance,
Lauren.
and we see you guys on Friday.
Bye.
Peace out.